Hey, Fred from the Laptop Barn here. Today we're going to show you how to change the memory on a Dell Latitude 5520 laptop. The Dell 5520 has two memory slots that you could put up to a 32 gig module in it. So 2 times 32, you could have as much as 64 gig of RAM in this. One of the things that I always caution people in doing when you're putting these memory modules in, if at all possible, put them in a match set from the same manufacturer and at least the same speed. These are 3200 speed that we're showing here. Theoretically, they work if they're mismatched speeds and mismatched manufacturers, but a good rule of thumb is if you have the option, put in a match set. Now, you only have to put in one, or you can run with two, which it'll work either way. Depends on how much memory you want to use and how much you have available. But if you keep them in match sets, is a good practice. Now, the only tools you're going to need to do this operation is a Phillips screwdriver and some kind of little pry tool to pry the plastic apart after you loosen it up. This is a fairly straightforward, simple process. So let's show you how to do this. Again, there are two memory modules, both located on the bottom of the laptop. So, first thing you're going to do is turn the laptop over, and there are 8 screws, 8 Phillips screws that you got to remove around the perimeter of the laptop. So work your way around the edge and 2 in the center, and you're going to remove these case screws. Dell's made a nice design. The screws are they're captured, so they'll stay there and won't leave the plastic while you're gonna flip this over. So what you do is unscrew the screws. Then the plastic is held in with some snaps. That's where your little tool to pry it loose. I usually go in, if you go in right there at that hinge spot there. Now you get it to come up and either get your finger in there or kind of put the pry tool in there. The idea is you just got to put a little pressure to get it so that the plastic tabs unsnap. You don't want to force it, but there isn't anything else holding unless you didn't unscrew one of the screws. You can see how easy it popped off there. Okay, now you've exposed the bottom of the laptop. There are 2 memory module slots. This one right now has 1 in it. They're just snapped in there. You don't need a tool. You just unsnap it, pull it out. Now you could put 1 in each. This one had a 16 gig in it, and I have 2 16s here that I'm going to snap in. A match set. I actually did not a match set. The one I got didn't match the other one. But that's the idea. You just snap them in. Now I'm going to leave just the one that came in this one for demonstration purposes. But that's all there is to it. That's where the slots are. That's what you got to do. When you're done, put the bottom back on and reseat those 8 screws. That's all there is. So you can go anywhere on these from 1 4 gigabyte module all the way up to 2 32s, so you could have somewhere between 4 and 64 gig of RAM. Common these days is 16 gig. You can go to 32. Anything beyond that is probably not necessary unless you're doing some high-end application like gaming or AutoCAD, something real high-end. If you're browsing the internet and doing normal uses, 16's more than enough. But that's it. You flip her over and you've just changed the memory to upgrade your Dell Latitude 5520 laptop. Thanks for listening.